I'm not impatient. What the fuck is? Hey, Brian.
Ryan,
Cool.
Ryan, you need to just.
Testicles, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, everybody. You're in the meantime with MeanDave this week. Whoa, look at the production value. We're doing something different. I am recording this with Zoom. So, all of you paranoid motherfuckers who think that Zoom is, it's too intrusive. It's all of the various things that, people have their excuses for not wanting to use Zoom. I'll tell you, you use Facebook most likely. You use any of the. You use a phone. You got a phone. They're all monitoring you. Everything. It's all, and no one gives a shit about your stupid, boring fucking life. So, it's really just get over yourself, and Zoom's not bad. Talk to people. You get to see them. If you're going to use it just to communicate with one person, that's what you got. FaceTime and all the other different applications is far better. This is a conferencing app. All right, that's how I got the background on there, because I haven't figured out how on iMovie how to make it put my own background on that I can talk behind. I don't know if there's a way. I'm not sure. I've looked it up. The help menus are not very helpful. Videos on YouTube are more helpful. I just figured out how to turn the MP4 into a .mov or whatever through saving it through QuickTime, all because of a search on. This is all stuff that. Why am I even bringing this shit up? So good to see you. It's been another week. Last week's episode, obviously, if you are watching these shows on a continuous basis, a little sad, a little bit of a sadder show. But we honored Joey Nitro's memory pretty well. And there'll be, we'll have a little retrospective again with my friend Mike D eventually at some point when this lifts and all that. Do we have a title for this week? At this point now, I'm out of clever titles. I was at Die Hard with a Vengeance with Rona Logue with a Vengeance or something like that. So Rona Free or Logue Hard. That's this one. All right. I think we're running out of Die Hard sequels to mock with all of these. So Rona Free or Logue Hard. So that's going to be this week's episode. We've got some new features that we're doing, not just with the Zoom background and playing around with it. By the way, too, again, if you're one of those donators who likes to contribute to the ability for my ability to do the show, pay my rent and all that kind of stuff, because I'm just kind of living through being a DIY professional at this point, since my comedy income has been nixed. I do online comedy shows, which have been all right, but they pay. I get donations. They're all donations. Nothing. I've had a couple good paid gigs that were also donation based, and there's been other ones that I know that pay that I haven't. They should by all rights book me for them, but they haven't yet. I'm not gonna get up anybody's ass because I've been doing okay, and I've got money saved to handle the rent. I think through till things open up again. But once they open up again, I'm not exactly sure if business and comedy is going to be like booming right away. No way to anticipate that. So I'm anticipating with the fact that said anticipate way too close together there twice. But I'm thinking that once it does open up, we will still probably be doing. I still feel like people aren't going to be going. There will be some people flocking to certain shows because there are I know a lot of producers who run shows with a lot of dumb people at them, and they're going to be eager to get out. They won't care. Their numbers might be smaller. There might be restrictions on like how many people you have and all. That's going to be stupid having a comedy show where everybody's got to be 6 feet apart. Fuck that. You might as well not. If you have a room that fits 80 and you can only fit like 12 to 20 there, those are full rooms for my shows because I don't put any effort in producing. But for other people I know, they the hot shows and all that kind of shit that are based on their email lists and all their producing, they're not going to want to do that. And I've found that if you run a show properly using Zoom, You can sell a ticket for a show. You can get good donations for a free show. There's a lot of ways to make this a very feasible alternative until we can get back to some semblance of normalcy, which it will eventually return to. I mean, everybody's talking about like, oh, the news is going to be different. It's going to be whatever. I mean, there was a Spanish flu in 1918. Okay. And people moved on from that. Granted, it took a while, but I'm sure it moved on. I have no doubt that things will move on again from now, but we have a lot of agendas to try and take advantage of all of this corona shit, and that ain't helping. Because everybody's a businessman. Everybody's got a hustle. Everybody's, this is my hustle, but my hustle doesn't hurt anybody. My hustle's trying to, if anything, entertain a motherfucker who, for some reason, can't find entertainment in this time. And if I'm entertaining you, thank you. But also, I don't know if I'm that good at it. I don't really think that I offer anything that you can't get elsewhere. Maybe you like me personally. Maybe you thought you saw my comedy, you connected to something about it. I don't particularly think I'm a funny person, but I know people like to laugh at me talking a lot of shit. But I also don't think I have particularly unique thoughts. I'm not very clever anymore. I used to be more clever, there's a reason why this is called In the Meantime, because really I'm just killing time till death. By the way, might have an end date for my life thanks to a comedian, Maddie Boyer, who informed me yesterday. I'm giving her a shout out, and her roommate Alyssa Lundquist, because I got a message. I barely hear from this person. She's a good person. She's one of these very few people in stand-up comedy. We have, in the local level. Okay, I'm not a national touring guy, but at the local level, you've got your various tiers. Okay, I'm at the top of the bottom in a matter of speaking. I'm a local headliner at showcase, like restaurant and bar showcases. I'm not even a feature yet at the clubs, and I don't even work at all the clubs. I only work at mainly at the Punchline and Cobb's for Live Nation. I used to work at Rooster Teeth Feathers, but the owner of that is a cunt, and I worked there for 2 shows, and then for whatever arbitrary fucking reasons, in a room where she books people who regularly bomb, I just do okay. And I'm like, you know what? I was just trying to fit in with your fucking corny ass low bar to begin with. So I'm sorry if I don't fit in with the high bar of your fucking just peace and quiet hacks, really. And they got some good comics there too. Don't get me wrong. But if somebody, I didn't get into doing this to have a boss. And I go where I wanted. I go where I'm loved. I do try to adapt. I do try to, if there's a show, I'll take any show that I can adapt to and all that. I work clean. I do all that stuff. So I try to fit in and do all that. But there's just some places, as you'll find, that are not gonna be welcoming if you're too different. And like, that's a bad thing. And I think it's a great thing. It's something that I embrace, and I'm not looking at as being some, I'm 43. I'm not looking to rise this. I'm just looking to ride this out until the end. And Maddie Boyer gave me an end date according to a dream. She had a dream the other night, and apparently I die this Friday, which according to the calendar, she said she had a dream that I died, and it's May 1st. So if I die on May 1st, 2020, Maddie Boyer, comedian Maddie Boyer, I'm going to put her picture up here. It's her fucking fault for telling me, because, there's no way. Sometimes these things you tell somebody and then, it's a self-fulfilled prophecy, the Cassandra effect or whatever, as 12 Monkeys called it, the movie 12 Monkeys. And Alyssa Lundquist was the one, when she told her about this dream, Alyssa was the one who said, oh, you need to tell him. And normally I don't give a shit, but it's because when I was younger, I had a friend, still have a friend, his name's Keith. I've talked to him about it on an earlier show. He made some of these memes of me before, and he's an old friend and bandmate. Keith has a true shamanic quality of where his dreams kind of can see shit. He would have a dream. In the last few years, he had a dream where he kept something was burning in his head, and he was having these chronic dreams. And he did not know why. And he kind of just got a hunch that, hey, I may need to get checked out. Maybe I need to get, go to the hospital and get looked at, beyond just the surface. And he insisted on getting an MRI because he wanted to see if he had something like a tumor in his head. And he was showing no signs, no health issues or anything. And even the hospital was like, you don't need to get this. I don't know why you're getting this. You show no symptoms of anything. And he was like, just fucking humor me, man. I just want to do this. Just humor me. And a little skip there. Sorry about that. It's the problem with recording with Zoom, I guess. So anyway, so he ends up, Keith ends up going to do the MRI, and turns out he's got a tumor. And the funny part about it was when he was younger, when I knew him in high school and after, he was one of those guys that likes to think that he started the Arnold voice of, get to the chopper, all that shit. And he would do the voice to an annoying extent. And of course, goddamn, I don't know what the fuck's with the camera. And of course, one of the favorites is, it's not a tumor. It's not a tumor, from Kindergarten Cop, is it a tumor? It's not a tumor. So when he called me in like 2015, I think it was, or no, 2015 or 14. Yeah, it's 15 earlier. He called me and he told me all about this, how he had this dream and he went and got an MRI. It turned out, oh shit, he's got a tumor and he's got to go get surgery, brain surgery, to get it taken out. Not only that, but it turned out the entire time I've known him, he was always been deaf in one ear, and he thought it was some other condition that was causing the deafness. Turned out it was the tumor that was blocking his ear. And so when he called me and he told me, I then said, oh, so it is a tumor. Yeah. If you didn't see that coming, God help you. Again, like I said, it's better entertainment out there. So Keith had a dream when we were young men, like around, I was 17, he was probably like 19 or something. We were all hanging out, me, him, and a few other friends. And we were all smoking weed, watching sea turtles be born on a beach while listening to a band called Sleep, listening to their album Holy Mountain, which, it's a great album, stonerish album. It's a classic, gave birth to the stoner rock, stoner metal kind of genre. And so we're watching it, fits perfectly. We're just enjoying ourselves watching these sea turtles be born in life and everything. And then in the middle of it, Keith goes, oh, Dan, by the way, had a dream, man, where you got hit by a truck. So be careful out there, man. And of course, if you get information like that when you're that young, you're very dismissive, especially of weirdo friends like that. And of course, Dan's like, okay, dude, whatever you say. We go about our business. Well, wouldn't you know it, it was only like a few weeks after that, maybe a week or so after that, Dan, sure enough, was riding his bike with my friend Mike, and they were going up this hill near an overpass. And Dan's much bigger and stronger, so he was riding up faster ahead of Mike. And he gets over this hill and he starts bombing down the hill. And they were going to this Carts and Golf, which is over by the Highway 84, which leads to Dumbarton Bridge. And he was bombing down the hill, and he didn't turn because he was going too fast. He didn't turn right into the Carts and Golf, which would have in the end saved his life. He ended up kept going. He was about to cross the crosswalk at the on-ramp, and he didn't anticipate a big rig that I guess either wasn't signaling or Dan didn't see it, and it was making a right turn, and basically they hit each other right there at the crosswalk. And yeah, Dan, yeah, he lived for a little, for an hour or so on impact, but he was in a bad way, according to my friend Mike, and I believe he died at the scene, if not after. Well, definitely after. He's dead. But it was very sad. And but yeah, this is fucking Keith's dream. I didn't even put that together, right? Because I'm stoned. I didn't read it. So Keith had to remind me about it years later, and I was like, oh yeah, I vaguely remember something about that. Well, then fuck you for telling them. So now I'm kind of blaming Keith. So then I'm not thinking about any of this shit. Maddie, who barely talks to me, she's again, I don't encourage many people, but Maddie's a funny person. She's a very funny. There's people that I think, based on what I've seen and who not just it's who I like as people and stuff. Maddie's a smart woman with a unique personality that I think lends itself to warmth and intelligence, and she's funny. In talking to her, I'm like, she's a funny person. It's not easy for anybody who's funny as a person to translate it to stand-up comedy. Some of the funniest stand-up comics are miserable fucking people to deal with and talk to. They're just not. But the vast majority of the ones that pros and in general, the ones that I think that really are stand out and amongst others and really have something that's something special. They are cool people. There's something about them that's just they're able to deal with people. They're not assholes. They it doesn't mean to say like they're such good people, but no, they're just people. They're regular working people, and they're not egomaniacs. They're not so self-absorbed and so narcissistic and always on their phones, so consumed with themselves. They're dealing with life, around them in the moment. And those are my favorite people, real people. And Maddie's one of them. She's a regular person. She loves supporting comedy, even though she kept going to shows that I was running and others, hanging out with comics that I was actually surprised she was friends with, but just told me what an open mind she has. She's a lesbian woman, and in this day and age, they're like as far as all of the politics of gender and sexuality and all that shit, there's so much bullshit surrounding all of that. And it was cool to see Maddie hanging out with just some regular people from her area that she liked, and there's no judgment, and there's no, just people, again, just the joy of being, young and I don't know, not full of shit, not full of agenda and self-centeredness. So I don't hear from her often, but every now and then when she would talk about thinking about going to I'm like doing comedy again, or she would do sets here and there. And I'm like, you should be doing it. You're one of those people I think who should. And I hope you do. And she started going back into it. But like I said, I don't hear from her often. She does artwork for a lot of shows too. Great artwork. Here's something that she did for my friend Nina G for a series that I'm helping her edit and put together, and I'm even in an episode. But this comedy time capsules, interviews, and that's pretty cool. And so I get a message from Maddie Boyer, and this is what she says. She says, "Hey, MeanDave, I had a dream where you die on Friday. So if you do you think you could haunt me afterwards and make me funnier?" And I'm like, bitch, please. First off, I'm going to die on Friday. Now, here's the thing. I do talk a big game about like, oh, I don't want to die. Nobody wants to die. It's part of, it's just kind of anybody who really wants to die, they're sick on another level, or they might be terminally ill or whatever else, the whole suffering from depressions and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, people who kill themselves think they want to die. But I think in the end, really, when part of those emotions of feeling all that, you really don't. You want life to give you a reason to continue on. That's what I feel a lot of that stuff is. Me personally, it's not that I don't want. I'm looking forward to not having all of these headaches about that you got to deal with, but I've worked enough of a 12-step program these days to be grateful for what I have, be grateful for the gift of life and the gift of problems that I can deal with or not. They're just a lot of things. And so I've so when she messages me this, I'm more or less taking it personally. That I'm like, why are you telling me? Why don't you just hold on to that little nugget of subconscious information and just wait and find out? But you don't need to tell me that shit, because there's nothing to avoid. I said, how did I die? Can you tell me do you know how I died? And she didn't know how I died. So fuck shit. What the fuck am I going to do that for? Because now I'm not going to get paranoid. Obviously, it's somebody else's dream. But I explained to her the reason why it kind of creeps me out because of this other thing. And who knows? And if I do die on Friday, like I said, I'm going to have a little memorial right here. Let's cue the Boys to Men. We'll do a pre-death tribute to myself right here with a little moment.
How do I say goodbye what we had. The good times that made us laugh outweighed the bad. I thought we'd get to see forever, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Meat and curl feel the same. Too much pleasure is pain. My girl spites me in vain. All I do is complain. She needs something to change. Need to take off the edge. Forget it all tonight. And don't tell me to shut up when you know you talk too much, but you don't got shit to say. I want you out of my head. I want you out of my bedroom tonight. There's no way I could save you, 'cause I need to be saved too. I'm no good at goodbye. We both acting insane, but too stubborn to change. Now I'm drinking again, 80 proof in my veins, and my fingers are stained. Looking over the edge, don't mess with me tonight. Say you needed this hard and you got it. Turns out that it wasn't what you wanted, and we wouldn't let go when we lost it. Now I'm a goner. I want you out of my head. I want you out of my bedroom tonight. There's no way I could save you, 'cause I need to be saved too. And I'll take with me the memories to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
This one right here goes out to everyone that has lost someone that they truly love. Check it out. Seems like yesterday we used to rock the show. I laced the track, you locked the flow. So far from hanging on the block for dough. Notorious, they got to know that life ain't always what it seemed to be. Words can't express what you mean to me. Even though you're gone, we still a team. Through your family, I fulfill your dreams. In the future, can't wait to see if you open up the gates for me. Reminisce sometime, the night they took my friend. Try to black it out, but it plays again. When this real feeling's hard to conceal. Can't imagine all the pain I feel. Give anything to hear half your breath. Every step I take, every move I make, every single day, every time I pray, I'll be missing you. Thinking of the day when you went away. What a life to take, what a bond to break, I'll be missing you. It's kinda hard with you not around. Know you in heaven smiling down, watching us while we pray for you. Every day we pray for you, till the day we meet again. In my heart is where I keep you, friend. Memories give me the strength I need to proceed, strength I need to believe. My thoughts big, I just can't define. Wish I could turn back the hands of time. Us in a six, shop for new clothes and kicks. You and me taking flicks, making hits, stages they receive you on. Still can't believe you're gone. Give anything to hear half your breath. Every step I take, every move I make, every single day, every time I pray, I'll be missing you. Thinking of the
think I'd leave your side, baby? You know me better than that. Think I'd leave you down when you're down on your knees? I wouldn't do that. And I'll tell you you're right when you want. And if only you could see into me. Oh, when you're cold, I'll be there to hold you tight to me. Oh, when you're low, I'll be there by your side. And when you're on the outside, baby, you can't get in, I will show you you're so much better than you know. When you're lost and you're alone and you can't get back again, I'll find you, darling, and I'll bring you home. And if you want to cry, I'll be there to dry your eyes. Oh, and in no time you'll be fine. You think I'd leave your side, baby? You know me better than that. Think I'd leave you down when you're down on your knees? I wouldn't do that. I'll tell you you're right when you want. And if only you could see into me. Oh, when you're cold, I'll be there to hold you tight to me. Oh, when you're low, I'll be there by your side.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? So change everybody that hates before it's too late. So proud to be free, but who can we blame? Don't be ashamed. Do you think we can change? how I wish you were here. Well, what a lost soul swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. What have we found? The same old fears. Wish you were here. We don't need any more pain. We just need to remain on the very same page. So much to gain. No more losing a friend, we're losing ourselves. We just need your help. So glad you're here. So glad you're here.
And there you go. So I hope that was enough. You know, if I didn't want to make it too long because the show, we had tragedy last week that was real tragedy. You know, this is just really just trying to get in something ahead, because also if I do die right now, coronavirus is going to fuck everything up. They're not going to be able to have a funeral for at least another month, because, you know, Gavin Newsom extended the stay-at-home order for another month. It's going to fuck everything up. It's going to fuck up everybody's plans. But, you know, again, not trying to be selfish. It's not about me. If I, you know, that's neither here nor there. Still, you know, just going to say, still make sure if you do have the means, please donate to the show. Here's the Venmo. I will still be accepting Venmo donations, you know, to help pay for whatever. Because the fact is, all my savings will probably go to paying for anything after in the aftermath of in the eventuality of my death. And then also, what I want you to do, I want you to torture I want you to torment and avenge my death to this Maddie Boyer and Alyssa Lundquist, these two culprits. Because I'm putting it on them, okay? Because they told me. You shouldn't be telling somebody. If you have a dream about somebody dying, and you don't even know how, don't fucking tell them, all right? You know, just live with that subconscious knowledge, okay? So yeah, this is that, you know, because it's, you know, what if she is Doctor Strange and she's, you know, she's then giving me the, you know, gave Tony an end game, you know? So if I got to put on the glove and kill the fucking Thanos on Friday, whatever the fuck that is, you know, whatever the Infinity Gauntlet. Anyway, so that's enough rambling. We got some new segments on this show, by the way. We're going to be doing a segment called Checkin In with People. You're actually going to check in with people. Holy shit, you know. And today we're checking in with my buddy Andy Koettel. You might have been, if you've been paying attention to the show last few weeks, you'll know Andy Koettel. He's been my buddy who runs the label Mortville Noise from the band Captain Three Leg. I got to perform on one of their tracks on the recent Taco Tuesday split. Highly recommend them. Check out his label. They've got free downloads on there of his music right now, just to help out with the Corona you know, deals. But people are still buying the CDs and stuff because originally he wasn't selling them because he thought people would be down on their luck, and turns out no, people got disposable income still because they're not going to bars and getting wasted, and they're still sending orders. So feel free to purchase some stuff from him too, throw him some shekels and support the label. But we got our first segment of checking in with Andy today. So Andy, how's things going over there with you?
I've got some flowers I need to plant once I get the trimming done. I'm looking forward to doing that. But first, I wanted to show you my string trimmer. You're gonna love it. Look at that. See this string that spins around on this rotating head, and it cuts grass and weeds. you bump this fucking button on the bottom and it lets the string out once it gets cut. It's a Pool and Professional link because I'm a fucking professional and I only use the best tools. Takes a gas oil mixture. I usually do the trimming at my house, and my wife uses the John Deere LA 115 to do the riding because it's too much work for one person to do. Because as you can see, look at the fucking yard. That's just the fucking backyard. So, a lot of shit to do.
All right, so there we go. That's it was our first checking in with Andy. Didn't know it was going to be just dealing with his backyard, but yeah, that's cool. I mean, hey, I didn't know about it. I didn't know what a string trimmer was because I think he told me something about it, and then he was like, I'll let you know more. So, we got another. Looks like we got another check in. Sorry, well, didn't know. I thought we were done. All right, here's another one. Here's another. Checking in with Andy.
Left of my burn from the other night. One of the fucking logs rolled out and didn't make it, and the other one just didn't feel like burning, I guess. And we'll come out here and sit on this bench. Usually drink a couple beers, but didn't have any of that time. But yeah, you look at all this fucking yard. It's a lot of yard, but it's nice. It's nice to have this much space. Just hard to maintain.
All right, cool. Well, there we go with that one. So it's good to see. So anyways, moving on. There was something else I want to, looks like we got another one. There we go. Another checking in with Andy here. All right. Well, there we go. We're back from that one. That was really informative as well. So there was another something that I wanted to talk about. What the hell was it? I know they were drinking bleach today. Here we go. Another segment with Andy here. All right, go ahead.
So it's this area up here by the house with the rocks that's the worst. And it's always been a problem, but more so now because we had a tree taken down a couple years ago. Now all the sunlight is coming down and making everything grow up. But if you hit the weeds going one direction, it throws it up against the house and puts holes in the siding. And you go at it from the other direction, it throws rocks out in the yard, which is also problematic. So my plan is to cut all this down today, hit it with some poison, and then hopefully it won't fucking grow for another couple months. And if I keep hitting with poison, then maybe I won't have to put my Poland Pro to use the rest of this year. So that's what's going on. Got my work cut out for me.
All right, we're back here. Okay, good. So I still haven't figured out what the hell it was I was trying to talk. Oh, I remember what it was. Oh, well, here we go. Yeah. Andy again.
Now, the difference between Ortho Weed Be Gone Max and this Pronto Big and Tough stuff, fucking tough, is that Weed Be Gone kills weeds, just broadleaf weeds, and leaves the grass. Kills weeds, not lawns. And this shit, wherever you spray it, everything it fucking touches dies. Like, there's nothing left. So, whatever it says to mix this at, I like mix it double fucking strong. And I'm probably breathing in a bunch of shit that's gonna make me fucking die. But, yeah, it's just for big jobs. Tough weeds and grasses. It even kills the fucking roots. So, I'm not gonna fuck with the Weed Be Gone. I'm gonna go straight to the fucking Pronto. And it's gonna kill everything back there. And it's gonna take a while, because this pump sprayer I'm using isn't very big, but oh, check this out. I got this fucking thing, didn't come with a strap on it, so I repurposed this Yamaha fucking guitar strap I had and fashioned it to it, and been using that one sometimes, but I usually use this guy here because it's a little easier to carry around. So yeah, that's what I'm doing this afternoon. Good shit.
All right, here we go. That's okay. Good to see you. Good to see you back there. We've been doing some shows, some cool shows around. One of the things I want you to check out, cocksucker and who knows what else, so many times, said so many offensive things to him, and he would always just like LOL, you know, and can't hate a boss like that, you know. So beyond that, yeah, so check out those things if you want to see some more clips of just some. I think we got one more checking in with Andy here.
Well, Dave, as you can see, I'm mixing topsoil and potting mix in a big container because potting mix is expensive and topsoil's pretty cheap. So once I take this, I'm gonna plant the rest of these flowers over here and over there by the holes. So I'll have a picture for you once that's done. Stay tuned.
There we go. All right. Well, that was interesting. Oh, and these are. Let's have okay. Well, let's have a quick. I mean, it's not. These didn't die or anything, but he did such a good job. Let's. Well, might as well just use the song. Use the song. Same song as if. I mean, these plants are going to die eventually, so let's just have a quick little memorial for all the plants that Andy planted today.
Why do you play with my heart? Why do you play with my mind? Said we'd be forever. Said it never died. How could you love me and leave me and never say goodbye?
When I can't sleep at night without holding you tight, last time I try, I just break down and cry. Pain in my head, oh, I'd rather be dead. Spinning around and around all the way long till the end of the road. Still I can't let go. It's unnatural. You belong to me. I belong to you. Come till the end of the road. Still I can't let
All right, cool. I hope that didn't make you feel sad. And I'm not trying to mock anything from last, you know, just making montages here. In the good news, though, I got this notification from Facebook right here. Apparently, this show, which has never, you know, brought me a dime, with the exception of, I think, probably about a total of $50 in Venmo donations from this show, which I want to thank everybody, by the way, who do share. That's not to dismiss any of that shit. If you've donated anything, God bless you and all that. I think my biggest donor from these episodes has been my friend Deneen and Alex Weber out of Santa Cruz, two people that, you know, and I'm going to give Alex Weber, here's a little shot for Alex over there, because I know she loves me dissing James Bergon. So anyways, but my point being that I get this notification that that this is eligible for you know, or we may want to look to see we're eligible. We ain't eligible for shit. This ain't no business. This is a business somewhat. This is my you know, it's one of my hustles. This would be like trying to get the government to pay out busking at BART or something for my, you know, for playing the guitar out there and being like, yeah, here's my weekly earnings in cash, which I'll admit this, I report, thank God bless the EBT, you know, until I make enough to where I don't need EBT benefits, God bless this country, with all of its imperfections, with its leader that everybody hates or loves too much, you know. So I think we're at the end. Again, check out shows that have been going around. I've been a contributor to Suzette Vanetti's new show on Sundays at 7 o'clock. It's at stabcomedytheater.com. Got some shows coming up here. I'll throw some flyers, or not. I don't know if I have the flyers here for everything. Another Terrible Podcast by Comics every Sunday, 6 p.m. on Zoom. Hit me up for links for that if you want to be part of the audience for that. It's been a fun time talking with comics. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. on Zoom, Nina G and myself, the comedians show and tell, where we have comedians who bring on objects and that mean something to them, and we do a little show and tell and bring it back. I want to thank Andy Koettel for checking in, which that's what we're going to be doing right now. Again, granted, if I live to next week, again, Maddie Boyer, thank you for bringing on the fucking fear. Might as well be. I'm sorry for saying fuck too much, Mom. Yeah, she watches these. But anyway, so beyond that, I'll say also check this out. My nephew, badass named Dylan. Dylan, him and his buddies, they got a great band, a little cool little high school jazz band called 13 Minutes to Panda. I want to give them a shout out here, and check them out. It's just their little jazz standards band. Their hit song is "The Girl from Ipanema," which is a song they didn't write, but it's a public domain song, I believe. And we're using their music for Nina G's comedy time capsule things, and he also made this excellent video about the Panda Mobile. Check that out. That's actually hilarious. I implore you, if you just love something to laugh at, it's cute. So watch the band so you get to know the band a little bit, watching them all play. Watch the Girl from Ipanema video, because they put that together through all of this technology. They did it while in quarantine. They weren't playing it live. They were playing it live to their machines, and then my nephew edited it all together because he's a brilliant little kid. And then he made the video about the Panda Mobile based on all that. And yes, the reference is to Panda Express. I guessed it when I heard the name. I was like, is that about something about Panda Express? And he goes, and my sister goes, yes, actually, 13 Minutes to Panda it's the amount of time it takes to walk to Panda Express, where they like to go during their breaks. So I want to thank Dylan. He's never going to watch any of this. These don't interest him. But awesome kid. He's a great kid. And he's very innocent still, even at 15. And I love for him to embrace that. I don't want him to laugh at all the things that he hears me saying, because then that means that he knows what I'm talking about. And those are, yeah, you got to be damaged to laugh at what I think is funny. So in the end, I think that's about it. That's been In the Meantime with MeanDave. I want to thank everybody once again for enjoying it. We got a new outro song. We're not going to, I got an intro song by my buddy Shane Deniza, classic for the show and all that. But, and we got the little theme that we're going to play right here too. But we got an outro song by one Andy Koettel, the man who we've learned all about his backyard and string trimming and dirt and plants and soot and all that shit and weed killer, all of that. Andy Koettel, Captain Three Leg cover from the movie Popeye. It's a song that's kind of appropriate for this. And there you go. We'll see you next week if I don't die. Remember, if I do die, Maddie Boyer, Alyssa Lundquist, fuck them up. It's been a nice life.
I'm